Hello everyone. Today I thought I would show you all of my supplies that I use. Just and give you some tips on why I chose them. So in this bucket is literally all my pens, all the pencils, and all the colors that I use when I do my drawings. Here, wait, let's move the camera up a bit. So let's get started. So recently I have bought some new liner pens. These are Jelly Roll pens. So I have the blue, green, red, pink, and black. Wait, I should have a purple one. Ah, there it is. And purple. And these are just kind of like your standard pens. Maybe you can see that better. And I use these for like maybe some eyes, small details, since they're actually kind of really pointed. So yeah, except they are really hard to go over pencil with, which is I kind of don't like that. You kind of have to, they're one of those pens where you really have to go slow when you ink. Yeah. So there's those. And I finally bought a whiteout pen. This was actually relatively cheap. I think this was maybe, I want to say this is maybe $4. But yeah, it's just, hopefully I won't all spill that out. This is what I use for highlights, for like the eyeballs, and just like some like random white dots maybe. This is really nice. This really helps your art a lot. Oh, and if you hear the little shaky bit in there, it's because with some of these you have to shake them. I didn't know that at first, so I was kind of mad that it wasn't working. But then, yeah, they're kind of like a spray paint can. So yeah, there's that. I also just use this just cheap, what does it say on here? 74% recycled, round 5 TLC Bic pen. I use this a lot when I ink, actually. This is a really, really cheap pen. You get these in a pack for like maybe $3, where I live anyways. And also your standard microns. These are pretty cheap now too, kind of, sort of. Where I got this one, it was like they had a sale going on. It was like 2 for $3 or whatever. I always use the 0.2 just because it's a nice in-between. It's not too thick and it's not too thin, so. This is my first Copic liner. I have the 0.01 because I wanted to use this for really thin lines. So I'll use this for, man, I wish my camera would focus. Maybe if I press this down. Nope. Okay. Well, it's a really, really relatively small bit. Let's see. Yeah. And with these as well, you really want to ink slowly, otherwise the line will break. These, I think this was like $3, $4. So yeah. For pencils, I just use the really cheap Bic ones. I think they're 0.5, 0.9 actually. Wow, I think that's the biggest I've ever gone. So I thought these were 0.5. I normally use 0.5 or 0.7. 0.9 is actually kind of big. So there are those. Those are my pens and my pencils. Oh, actually no. I'll save that for the marker bit. Oh, and sorry, one more. I actually got this from a friend. I don't know where she bought it from, but it's a V-Ball Grip Extra Fine Pilot. This is really nice. I love it. It gives you really nice dark lines. Let's see this. Yeah, see? And I know I'm writing on my hand and it's different than it is on paper. I know. I just don't have any paper near me right now. Okay, so time for the markers. I used to use a lot of Prismacolor. This is actually a relatively new marker. I used to use them a lot, but they leave a crap ton of streaks, and they're really difficult to blend. For me, at least, that's how it is. Some people really like them because they think that they're easier to blend. These are like $2 a marker, I think, if I remember correctly. They are the cheaper option. So, I mean, I guess these would be good for a beginner if you really just kind of want to get your hands on some sort of markers. I would use these for beginners, I guess, but if you're doing a huge piece, I wouldn't recommend these. Okay, so there's that. And time for the stuff that I do use. First off, I'm going to show you guys this Durmark Staples marker. Because this thing works miracles for dark areas, like if you want to do a dark background or anything like that. And here are some examples of that. Really, really nice. I love them. I have, I think, 3 of these. They're really cheap too, and as you can see, they're from Staples. So there's that. See, there's the other one. I didn't realize both of them were in there. I never ever used Sharpie, but that's in this bucket as well. And then another micron. Oh, this is a 0.8. This is a 0.8 micron. I'd probably use this to maybe fill in maybe some eyelashes. So yeah, there's that. Oh, actually, I am so sorry. This is so disorganized. I use this to fill in some eyelashes too. This is, what is this? It's a Precise V5 rolling ballpoint pen. I got this at Staples as well. Actually, no, I got these at Target. They're actually kind of expensive at Target. I would recommend going to maybe an Office Max. I think they'll be cheaper there. So yeah. Finally, we can move on to the markers. So, my first markers that I ever bought, were these 4. These are Copic markers. These are just the regular standard marker. So these are E51 Milky White, E00 Skin White, E11 Barley Beige, and then R20 Blush. I did an extreme amount of research before buying to figure out what I should use and how I should use them. Honestly, Skin White you can tell just by looking at these. Skin White and Milky White are obviously, this one's obviously darker than this one. This one is amazing if you're using them for manga drawings. Sorry, blanked out. If you want to give a really, really nice pale pasty, not pasty, but a really nice pale skin tone. And here's an example of that. And E00, they give them more of a, I guess, a natural color. And here's an example of that. The amazing thing with these 3 markers is that they all really complement each other. So if you want, so in that picture that I just showed you, E00 was the base, E51 was the mid-tone, and then Barley Beige was the dark shadows, and they really go well with each other. And these blend really well with each other too. In the first example, this was the base and this was the shadows. It was really awesome. And R20 obviously is obviously for blushing. It goes really well with actually all of these. It goes really well for all of these. So now for my recently bought markers, these were actually my Christmas present from my boyfriend and from the rest of my family. Obviously they're more Copics. I'll start off with the reds that I bought. So I didn't do too much research. I just kind of picked what I wanted, which is probably a bad thing. So I have, let's do them in order. I have R29, R59, and R89. As you can see, these are very much the same, which is kind of bad because I didn't realize that until after we got home. So that means that, however, actually, these two blend well, dark red and lipstick red, but cardinal red is just too dark. So it doesn't really work. These are the Copic sketch markers. These have the brush tip that are really nice. This, I don't know why they kind of explode. I really don't know. If somebody has the answer to that, let me know. That'd be greatly appreciated. They have the brush tip, and then they also have the bricky tip. It's actually, I think, called the felt tip. I don't know. So those are the reds, yellows that I have. I only have two. I have Y18 and Y17. They work pretty good with each other, but when you're blending and you really want to show this color versus this color, I would recommend going over layer and layer with this color. I have B12 Ice Blue and B16 Cyanine Blue. Cyanine Blue? These go well, but this one's just too light, I think. I should have gotten maybe this as a light blue and then maybe gotten a darker blue, or maybe had just gotten something that was closer to this one. I'm showing you guys this because one, this is what I have, and two, to show you and give you like some advice on how to pick your colors. I actually saw a video after I bought these that said you should keep the letter obviously the same, and then you should keep the second number the same, so to like choose your shades. So maybe a B26 would have done well, or a B36, or a B6, that would have worked well. With this, maybe a B22, a B32, etc., etc. I only have one purple, and this is V15 Malo. Yeah. Wasn't too smart with that one. Color choices that I was very proud of were my green. I have Go3, Go5, and YG11. These really go well with each other. As you can tell, these two are clearly different. This one's lighter, this one's darker, and then this one is way lighter. These go amazingly well with each other, especially if you want that grassy look, like for dark green, like forest green. And here's an example of that. Used this as the base, I used this as the shadows, and then this was in the highlight to give it that from green to white look. These are awesome. These ones for show, get. Finally, the last three markers is C2. I got this so then I could shade white, like t-shirts or whatever. I got E93 because I wanted a pink one, and I think, oh, and I also wanted another. People say that this works really well for blush as well. It really does. I personally really enjoy it. Thanks, Mom. Well, it just shows it's very pink. It is very pink, and in the camera it's looking orange, but it's very, very pink. YR01 is Peach Puff. This is really awesome if you just want to show off the lips without any without any color on them, just like a pale, not pale lip, but just a neutral color of lips or anything like that. This is really awesome for that. Besides all those, the only thing that I have is like this old eraser pen that I got at Target a couple years ago. I still have all, this is just eraser. I use that, and I normally have a big white blocky eraser, but I don't know what happened to that. Those are all of my materials. Besides my sketchbook, of course, I just can't find it at the moment. When choosing a sketchbook and wanting to use markers, please be aware to get bleed proof. If you don't, it will bleed, and so will the markers, and it won't look good. It won't be a fun day for anyone. I think that's all for now. If you want to check out my DeviantArt or my Instagram, that'd be awesome. If you want to like this video, that would help out. If you want to subscribe, that would help out. And if you guys could comment and tell me if this is helpful for you guys or what, because I don't know, I want to be helpful for people, and that's kind of what this whole thing is about. Thank you, phone. I kind of want to help people learn a bit more while I'm learning, so, and vice versa. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.